A prominent NFL draft analyst just released his final mock draft, and he has the Denver Broncos trading up for a player that some may not expect. But before we talk about that, guys, I want to shout out the affiliate partner for today's video, Whitebeard Signworks. Use code BS30, link in the description below, to save $30 off your first purchase on NFL LED team logo signs, just like this really cool sign behind me. Again, that is code BS30, link in the description below, to save off your first purchase from Whitebeard Signworks. Thank you so much to them. And now back to your regularly scheduled content. So Daniel Jeremiah put out his final mock draft, and he's got a really interesting scenario here for the Denver Broncos. You will see that the Denver Broncos are picking 13th in this mock draft, not 20. That's because Denver traded up with the Miami Dolphins to select Colston Loveland. Loveland is a guy that has been getting a lot of love, no pun intended, in these recent weeks, especially as a potential prospect for the Denver Broncos. Everybody's anticipating the Denver Broncos to go running back in the first round, but Colston Loveland might actually be a bit of a sleeper pick for Denver if they could move up for him, and there are a few scenarios where I could see that. Loveland is a guy that is not your traditional inline wide tight end, but he can play there, and he can play there quite effectively. You can also move him around and put him as an option as a big slot, kind of like Evan Ingram. So having him behind Evan Ingram would honestly be really cool. He could learn some of the ins and outs of the receiving game from Ingram, and he could learn a little bit about blocking from guys like Adam Troutman and Nate Adkins. So I think in that scenario, it could be a perfect fit. And Sean Payton, as Daniel Jeremiah has mentioned, has traded up in the first round 4 times in his head coaching career. If he's got a guy that he really likes, he will not be afraid to move up the board to go and get him. Now, one thing that Jeremiah did not specify here was what the actual trade compensation would be. I clicked on the link on this page here, and it didn't show anything about what the trade compensation would be. So I kind of had to do some digging on my own here and figure out, okay, what would be fair compensation if the Denver Broncos were indeed to pursue this trade? And I used Over the Cap's trade calculator tool to come up with this hypothetical trade scenario. So it would be Denver trading with Miami, just like Daniel Jeremiah is suggesting here. And in this trade that I made up, Denver would get the 13th pick to select Colston Loveland. They would also be picking up a 5th round pick, the 150th pick overall. And then Miami would be getting the 20th pick from Denver, and they would select Malachi Starks, I believe. Yep, Malachi Starks in this mock. They would also be picking up a 3rd round pick from us, pick 85. And to sweeten the pot, Denver is going to throw in one of their 3 6th round picks, pick 197 overall. This was a deal that slightly favored in favor of Miami, but that's pretty much what you're going to expect if Denver's going to trade up. They would have to give up a little bit more than probably they would ordinarily have to trade up to get Colston Loveland. So they're going to send the extra pick, that extra 6th round pick. I would think that ordinarily just 20 and 85 for 13 and 150 would get the job done. But to sweeten it, I'm having Denver throw in this extra 6th round pick. And in terms of the trade value chart that NFL teams use, this maths out to pretty fair value overall for both sides, but it's slightly in favor of the Dolphins. Again, what you would expect given that Denver's trading up. I don't think I'm a big fan of trading up for Colston Loveland. As much as I do like him, he is inconsistent on a few different levels of his game. His route running, his blocking. I worry about if those inconsistencies will take a little bit of time to iron out. Tight end is usually a position that takes 1, 2, sometimes even 3 years to fully develop. And the last time the Denver Broncos drafted a tight end in the first round, Noah Fant in 2019, they didn't have patience with him, and he didn't have any time to really iron out his kinks. And finally, like 5 or 6 years down the line, he has done so in Seattle, and he's turned into a very effective tight end. But I warn you now, Broncos country, if Denver is indeed going to draft Colston Loveland, have patience with him, because he might not make an immediate impact while he is ironing out some of these kinks. So for me, I don't know if I'd make this trade, but we got to go through this scenario here as Daniel Jeremiah painted it, and I wanted to at least address this because I've seen this tweet go around Broncos Twitter, and I wanted to at least throw my opinion into this and throw my hat into the ring, if you will, on this particular mock draft. All right, guys, be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. I would really appreciate it, guys. Those are both free and easy ways to show your support, helps tell YouTube's algorithm to push us out, and it helps us get seen by more and more members of Broncos country just like you and me. And until next time, guys, I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.